Okay, I'm going to assume you don't know a lot about Excel. In this lab, what we're going to do is we're going to take the data we got from the egg lab and we're going to do some data crunching. All right, so the first thing we really need to do is we need to make sure that all of these guys, um, we're going to figure out how much weight was lost. And then what we're going to do is we're going to figure out what percentage of the weight was lost. All right, so we put the eggs in, various things happened. Again, we were a little surprised that the eggs in the salt water gained weight. So we're going to work on that. So the first thing we need to do is we need to put in some columns. So we need to do subtract column C from column B. So what we're going to do is we're going to go insert. We're going to put a column in there. And for this, and we're going to put in another column, insert. And then we're going to do the same thing all the way across, but I'm going to make you guys do that on your own. I'm not going to show you guys how to do that. All right, so this is going to be difference. And then the next one is going to be, oh, actually, I may have to put diff because I want these to be fairly small columns. And percent. Actually, and again, I'm going to use a symbol because I want to have these fairly small. I don't want to go over the entire thing. There we go. All right. So what is the difference? Well, difference is going to be this column minus this column. And what you're going to do is you're going to do this in the form of a formula. So what we want to do is we want to click, okay? When we put the column on, we clicked at the top of the column, right-clicked, and we said insert column. We want to put a formula, and we kick in the formula, and we're going to say it's a formula, so it's equals. And then now we could just put the numbers in, but it's a lot easier. The thing with Excel allows you to do repetitive things very quickly. I'm going to go equals this minus, and then I'm going to click on the cell that I had next cell, the A3 cell, C3 cell, and we're going to go enter, and that's the difference. All right, so the difference is 4.2. And if you drag this all the way down, this is the beauty. If you notice, you put your mouse over the lower right-hand corner and you drag it down, you can get all the totals. All right, so that is the difference. You notice there's very little difference between this column, A3, and then there's a pretty big difference between G1. And then now we want to calculate, okay, what was the percent change? So that equals, all right, the difference, right, divided by the total amount that we started off with. So in other words, what did it change? So we're going to click the difference. We click on D3, this column right here, and then we click on this one right here, hit enter. All right, and if we want to make it a percent, we're just going to click up here, and there's a little percent button. You click at the top of the column to highlight everything, click on percent, and that'll convert everything to percentage. Now, if you want to drag the formula down, you just click here and you just drag the formula all the way down to the bottom. Actually, I think we're going to do that with all of them. And you notice that a weird thing happens when you get down to here. It says we can't divide by 0. That's because there is nothing there divided by. But that's not really a problem. The other thing I want to do, and we're going to do this, we're going to click on the 11. We're going to click at the front of the row, and we're going to right click, and we're going to type here in this column right next to the 11, we're going to say total. Because what I want to do is I want to add up everything and then figure out what the total mass loss was. So we're going to type in, this is a formula again, so we're going to type in equals, and then we're going to go the sum of all these guys. And if you drag all the way to the corner, unfortunately you cannot see it, but it looks like a weird Greek letter E. It's called sigma. All right. And when you mouse over it, it says functions. Oh, darn, I can't believe it doesn't show. You're going to click down and you're going to go sum. Now I will show you this. Call me over if you get to this point. I won't do it. So you just click on sum, and you notice the word sum with a couple of parentheses shows up, and we're just going to drag this whole column. And that's going to sum up everything that's above it. It's going to add it all up. And so the total weight of the eggs that we did was 322.7. Now, I want to actually sum up all these columns, so I'm going to drag this across like this. I'm going to sum up all the columns. So the actual percentage loss, and unfortunately, it looks like, see these guys right here with the errors? In order to get this to work, we're going to have to get rid of those. So I'm just going to individually get rid of each one of those. Anyone that has an error, and I'm going to delete it. I'm going to click on the thing, hit backspace to delete. And now we can actually see the average change in weight. Doesn't look right. Oh, that's the total change in weight. Yeah, actually, that's wrong. Okay, that's wrong. Okay, that number doesn't work because we don't want to sum these up. We want to do the average. So yeah, so you're gonna delete this here, and you're gonna go. We're gonna delete all of this because that's not right. You can't add up the percentage to get the total percentage. The percentage equals this, which is the weight loss, divided by the weight of the initial guy, which is 322.7 in this case. Enter. There. And then we're just going to convert that back into a decimal. So what you do is you click at the top of the column, you hit the percent sign. All right, so you see what we did? So what we did is we figured the percent difference. Now what you guys need to do is you're going to need to add a column here. You're going to add two columns here. Add two columns between the next two. Okay, the 25% serum, you need two columns. And you're going to repeat the process that I just did here. All right, so that's going to be the changes that we're going to make. Okay, that's it for now.